Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 3, Text 90. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Asura Swabhave Krishne Kabu Nahi Jane Lokaite Nare Krishna Bhakta Janasthani. Those whose nature is demoniac cannot know Krishna at any time, but he cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. People who develop the nature of asuras like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu can never know Krishna, the personality of Godhead, by challenging the authority of Godhead. But Sri Krishna cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. So demons, because demons don't want to accept that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Demons don't want to accept that they are not God, that there's one who's supreme than them. So because of that, they're not able to see Krishna. They're not able to understand Krishna. Why? Because they don't want to. They don't want to accept this, that God exists. That's why. But the pure devotees, they want to. They want to understand Krishna. They want to see Krishna. And so Krishna cannot hide himself from his pure devotees. So Krishna reciprocates. Dva bhuta sargau loke asmin deva asura eva cha Vishnu bhakta smrito deva ashurastad viparyayaha. There are two classes of men in the created world. One consists of the demoniac and the other of the godly. The devotees of Lord Vishnu are the godly, whereas those who are just the opposite are called demons. This is a verse from the Padma Puran. So what does Padma Puran says? Vishnu Bhaktas or devotees in Krishna consciousness are known as devas, demigods. Atheists who do not believe in God or who declare themselves as God are asuras, demons. Asuras always engage in atheistic material activities, exploring ways to utilize the resources of matter to enjoy sense gratification. So what happens is, if I say there is no Supreme Lord or everyone is supreme, everything belongs to everyone then. So then I can use all the resources that are given to me. You know, as I care, I can breathe how much ever air I want without being grateful. Oh, it's being provided to me by the Supreme Lord. Oh, everyone is God anyways. So even I'm God. And so big deal. Or without being grateful that there is so much sunshine, which is so important for us. So because I say there is no one supreme God, then I can easily use whatever is given to me without, well, we are using it anyways, but without being grateful to another. You know, I don't cultivate that gratitude. I just say this person doesn't exist. So I can use all his things as how much ever I like. The Vishnu Bhaktas, Krishna conscious devotees, are also active, but their objective is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotional service. So what happens is not that the devotees of the Lord do not breathe or they do not take the sunshine, but they're grateful. It's being provided to me by Krishna. Or whatever resources are given to me, they actually belong to Krishna, these resources. So let me engage in his service. Let me use all these resources in a way that is pleasing to Krishna. That's the thing, that everything is given by Krishna, and another is, well, everything, it just happens. There is no Supreme Lord. So why do I need to be grateful to anyone? So superficially, both classes may appear to work in the same way, but their purposes are completely opposite because of a difference in consciousness. So that's the only difference, consciousness. Work, everyone has to work. No, it's not that the devotee is going to be sleeping the whole day. No, he's working. He's also engaging all the resources, utilizing the resources, but why? For the pleasure of Krishna. But what is the atheist is doing? Oh, I will use this so I will be happy. Let me see how I can be happy. I have found this thing. Let me see how I can be happy with this thing. I have some money. Let me see what I can do with it so I will be happy. I have this food. Let me see how I can be happy with it. It's all sense enjoyment, actually. That's what we are thinking is happiness. All sense enjoyment. But what does a devotee think? Oh, I have some nice food. I have some rice. Let me I have some vegetables. Let me cook it, offer it to Krishna, and then I will accept it as prasad. So both are eating. It's not that they are not eating. Both are eating. But one is eating with a consciousness that let me please Krishna. And another one is, oh, finders, takers. I found it, so it's for me. Asuras work for personal sense gratification, whereas devotees work for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Both work conscientiously, but their motives are different. So work everybody puts, endeavor everybody puts, just depends on what consciousness are we working with. The Krishna consciousness movement is meant for devas or devotees. Demons cannot take part in Krishna conscious activities, nor can devotees in Krishna consciousness take part in demonic activities or work like cats and dogs simply for sense gratification. So devotees, what do? They work with the intention. Let me work so for the pleasure of Krishna. Whatever I'm doing, let me please Krishna by this work. But what does a demon think? I will work and I will be happy. So because there is a difference in thinking, a demon is not Krishna conscious. So what is the Krishna consciousness movement? We are hearing, we are chanting, we are trying to please Krishna. Such activity does not appeal to those in Krishna consciousness. What is that? Just simply work for sense gratification. That does not appeal to those in Krishna consciousness. Devotees accept only the bare necessities of life to keep themselves fit to act in Krishna consciousness. So what does a devotee say? Okay, I have this body. I have to maintain this body somehow or the other. So I need certain things to maintain this body. I will accept those things so that I can please Krishna. This body is given to me by Krishna. So let me serve Krishna with this body. And to serve Krishna with this body, I have to keep this body fit. I have to provide it food, shelter, whatever is needed, exercise. So why? For the pleasure of Krishna. So I can use it in service of Krishna. The balance of the energy is used for developing Krishna consciousness, through which one can be transferred to the abode of Krishna by always thinking of him, even at the point of death. So what does a devotee do with his spare time and spare energy? He wants to hear and chant. He wants to give Krishna to others. Why? Because he wants to get reconnected with Krishna. So that at least at the time of death, he will somehow be able to remember Krishna and he can go back home, back to Godhead. Everybody has to die. Each of us are going to die. And because we are going to die, we are going to take another body. We cannot not take another body. We have to take up another body. And that body depends on the activities we are doing now. It depends on our thoughts right now. We are creating our next body. So if we act in Krishna consciousness, then we are creating a spiritual body for ourselves. And with the spiritual body, we don't need to be here in this material world. We don't need to again take up another body, again, birth, death, old age, disease. No, we don't need to. Just by simply becoming Krishna conscious, we can put an end to the cycle of birth and death. We can get liberated from this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yeah, there was one whole lecture on this, like the Samudra Manthan happened. So they explained that how the demons and the demoniac are, and like what is the difference, and though they are all same, but it's just that they're conscious and their activities that they do, as what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like
the
if you,
activity was for the same, right? When they're doing the
yeah,
Samudra Manthan, both are churning. The demigods
yeah,
are also churning and the
yeah,
demons are also churning.
yeah.
Very good example.
But
Thank you.
one had complete faith on Krishna, lotus feet, like the demigods were completely under the shelter of Krishna. They believed whatever Krishna told them, they will do. But the demons, they wanted for the self, and they had no pleasure to Krishna. Like they were not submissive to Krishna. They were doing it
Yeah.
for their self.
Mm.
So I think Amrendra Prabhu gave a lecture and he described this.
Yes, very nice example. Thank you. Yeah, we can see right away that they both are doing the same activity, but the consciousness is different. That's what distinguishes a devotee and a demon. Yes, thank you. Thank you. So let us hear and chant as much as we can so that our consciousness also can change and become Krishna conscious. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining in today. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.